Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, what's going on, everybody? At 5:38 p.m. Sunday, the 26th of November, on ResetEra.com, user Son of Sparta leaked bare Devil May Cry 5 information, and we're going to go through it. He confirms that this is the secret game SOOOO's been working on, and it's slated to be released in the fiscal calendar year of 2019. Woo! There's some other bits and bobs in there, like Sony saying they're saving it for E3 2018. It's been in development 2 years as of now. It will be 3 years when it comes out, which is the longest time a Devil May Cry game's ever been in development. And another concerning piece for me is the PlayStation 4 exclusivity. I got it. I did it. Anyway, the exclusivity on the PlayStation 4 because they've helped to fund some of the game. But after a short stint of being out on the Xbox, it should come to the PC, just never the Xbox. Not the Xbox. Other bits of trivia, like there's a trailer that's been ready, it's 1:50, it shows some story and some characters, and a city not too dissimilar from Fortuna, from Devil May Cry 4. The overall game is supposed to be ambitious, and it has the longest cutscene runtime of any DMC game yet. Then he moves on to the development team. We've already established it's SOOOOO, they've worked on Dragon's Dogma, and the Devil May Cry games. This guy's coming back to do the choreography of the cutscenes. He's done Devil May Cry 3, 4, and the Bayonetta cutscenes. These three are coming back to reprise their roles. No word on the actress who plays Trish or Lady, but I don't know if they've got like those voices where I'd miss them if they were gone. Also, this person's coming back to help out on the soundtrack. She did the song for Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition's launch trailer. Then he moves on to characters and story, potentially big spoilers. So, if you really want to go in cold, what are you doing? Why did you type this in? Don't watch my videos, but there's other videos out there. Here we go. Devil May Cry 5 picks up after Devil May Cry 4, so the DMC reboot is just... What? What was that? What was I even talking about? I don't remember. More than one playable character in the game. Dante is for sure playable, it says. Nero is possibly playable as well. Great for you Nero fans, I'm glad that you got that. I really didn't want to see that split come in again. But as long as you don't have to backtrack with one of the characters, it would actually be really cool to play with Nero and his different abilities. But it doesn't end there. They've also suggested there'll be 3 playable characters in this latest installment. Could we see Big Papa Bear making an entrance? Because further on down in this pages and pages that we've got here, they did suggest that this other character is going to be hella powerful. Like devil god powerful levels. This is the most serious Dante has ever been. So it'll look like this. Super... He's realistic now. Virgil may or may not be playable in this game. He could be the third character. It makes sense that he's more powerful than the other two. And that if they bring him back in some kind of resurrection or some dumb shit, he'll come back as an even more powerful demon. And you get to play. That would be sick. Everyone loves a bit of Virgil. Trish is said to have a prominent role in Devil May Cry 5. They don't know if she's playable or not. And there will be a sequence between Nero and Virgil where it will be confirmed that Nero is in fact Virgil's father. No, just son. Characters switch during key story points in the game. The Prince of Darkness is featured as the main antagonist of the story. Prince of Darkness, usually Mundus, maybe it won't be Mundus. We'll see. Devil May Cry 5 might be the end of the Sons of Sparta's storyline. Holy shit. Then they move on to talk about the gameplay / systems. Hardlock on is standard. The console target for FPS is 60. The level design is more open than previous DMC games, but not open world. And apparently the way you traverse is smoother and more immersive. It was important to the team. No stamina. No QTEs thus far. You will face more enemies than you're used to in a DMC game. Maybe more like that game mode that was in the special edition where there's just hordes and hordes of them. I think that's a really cool idea. There is an online component, but no multiplayer PvP. The dodge system has been reworked so it's smoother. Camera pulls back during fights because there's so many enemies on screen, I imagine. The animations are being improved, obviously. Holy wow, you guys, you read this. Maybe Dante's sword might not clip through his jacket now. Wow! That would be... I know it sounds sarcastic, but that would be fucking sweet. People don't bother with that, but also that makes me think this isn't real. Mission and ranking systems similar to previous DMC games and Bayonetta. Bosses being ramped up dramatically in DMC 5. One of the boss fights moves between multiple areas of the game. We've never seen that before. A mention here of Dante's style system. The enemies will react differently with each style, and the system's been streamlined, so it's easier for the casuals to understand. Also, certain styles will have advantages over other enemies. There's more environment interactivity than previous DMC games. There is some form of dynamic environment destruction, pretty sweet. While this is not an open world game, some inspiration has been taken from Dragon's Dogma. And then here's the little update at the end where he says about the PC release. The PlayStation 4 first, PC later. Highly unlikely to be on any other platform, and it will use the Unreal 4 engine, which will look a little bit like this. And the final piece of this thread is the administrator saying, you'll get a permanent ban if this turns out to be fake. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I will see you in the next one. I look forward to some of your thoughts in the comments below. Hey! You stuck around! So now all the people who just wanted the news have gone. This is going to be my thoughts. And I like it. I like the idea of what he said here, if it turns out to be true, with reasonable sized sandbox levels. Devil May Cry is a game, for me, I'd never want to see it go open world. It would change the essence of the game. It needs to be linear, but not just this room, onto this room, onto this room. Also the enemies, that there's going to be loads of them. I think that's a pretty good direction to go. Having stronger enemies and fewer of them, more like Dark Souls or the new God of War. It's not Dante's style. He's used to slaying enemies just like stylishly. So take more of that cutscene magic and put it into the gameplay. So you can really run on enemies, and they could have a lot of fun with just so many enemies occupying the screen at a buttery smooth 60 FPS. And then the characters. Obviously, I'm a big Dante fan. I would play a game that was just all Dante. But seeing that they've already done a split game, and it did work, I like Nero's arm. The gameplay mechanics on that were awesome. I actually missed it sometimes. But Dante's such a hard hitter that it didn't matter. Anyway, 3 characters. Dante still having his switching between styles. Nero still having his grapple arm thing. And then someone else who's more powerful. I would love to see some Devil May Cry 1 stuff come into the new Devil May Cry. You know, where you get all of Sparta's power and you can like fly and stuff, and there's that kind of rail shooter section. I kind of like that, and they could do it way better now. But 3 characters. Obviously, we'd love to see Virgil. I think, without a doubt, Itsuno's got our back. There will be like a bloody palace or some kind of cool game mode where you can play as Virgil, at the very least. And I saying that, I would lean towards him being the 3rd character, because it says it's the end of the Sons of Sparta storyline. You need Virgil in there, not just as some dude, that you see in cutscenes, actually playable. We played as him once now, a bunch of times. You can't take him away now. You can't. I'd rather it be Sparta almost, but then you'd need 4. Don't get rid of Virgil. Just give us Sparta as well. All the people coming back to do the voices, excellent stuff. I didn't really want to discuss this just yet because it's all hearsay and conjecture. But in the courtrooms. So I'm a little bit like, I don't know if this is real. And I don't want to force Itsuno's hand, force him to release something when they're not ready either. He follows me on Twitter, so if I post this, he's going to be mad. And right before I go, an extra bit of trivia. Devil May Cry 5 will be called Devil May Cry V, with the Roman numerals. So, yeah.